love B2K. Yeah, but they love Bow Wow first, so I got braids. Then I seen that Ja Rule video.
I hear the music in the wind, blowing like a flute, his favorite instrument. And I follow the song wherever it takes me, and I end up by the lake.
Up until third grade, it's like I was already speaking English. And I just learned really quick. It just became my language in school and in Spanish at home. So I was so fluent. I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I can speak English and I speak Spanish.
Reading has always been a big part of my life. And I just love how much libraries give back to the community.
It's an old saying that people say, right, if you stay ready, you don't have to
You got to get ready.
So you know how the motto is. So that's what I was thinking. Like, let me get the master. I don't even know if I'm going to use it. And the funny part about that is I graduated in 2010 with my master's in education administration. I didn't even get my first AP job until Everman in 2018. I never even looked for it. I didn't even, it wasn't part of it. I just knew I needed it. So when the time came, I would be ready. That preparation that you talked about.
He's so good to me. Jesus befriended me. Through my nostrils, he put the wind in me.
What's going on? What's going on, my good people? Extraordinary family. We are back for another powerful, insightful episode. Ordinary Conversations with Extraordinary People. I am your host with the most, Willie Beeman, man. I'm late for this interview, man. This is somebody I've been knowing for quite some time, go all the way back to high school, man. Definitely had to reach out to you and bring you on the show. And as you can see, our amazing artwork backdrop back here. Shout out to all the guests who have graced these orange seats right here. I mean, we definitely appreciate your story. Without further ado, got to get to the intro, my guy. He is hailing from Fort Worth, Texas, certified groovologist and wellness specialist, entertainment host, and line dance instructor. Featured at Didi in the Morning, United We Brunch Women's History Expo. Featured at Dallas Black Men's Wellness Day Community Expo. Featured at festivals, private events, and master classes. But last but not least, his mission is to get people moving, feeling good, and celebrating themselves. Online community, extraordinary family. Let's give a warm welcome to my guy, Shon Gardner, a.k.a. Mr. Make You Move.
How you doing?
What's up, brother?
What's good, man? Feeling good.
Yeah, you all right? How your week been, man?
Can't complain. Stress-free.
Yeah. Bro, I always like to kick off the show with allowing our guests to kind to walk us through their upbringing, their childhood, their family dynamics, because I believe it's a very important piece of who we are, whether male or female. So, take the time, man, to kind of walk us through that journey of your life.
Ooh, that's deep. So, I'm Fort Worth, but grew up in Forest Hill the majority of my life because of my grandparents. Lived in a faith-based household. I would say imagination was limited, but I often discovered that I was an individual because I wasn't always outside like everybody else, or it's really selective with my time. Spent most of my time either at church, locked into things that were creative, that I could just really be expressive.
Yeah.
But I really wasn't really in tune to who I was. I just always went with what made me happy. And I was kind of stayed the path. Then high school, performing arts, elementary school, stage plays, and, church, and, all the performing arts that goes into that.
Yeah.
Drill team, talent shows, everything. It's just like the stage or just being expressive in the art has always just like been part of me.
Yeah. It seemed like to me, man, you are definitely a curious kid trying to figure out, where your place was and creativity. I guess walk us through some of those moments that you remember high school that kind of helped enhance your creativity.
I would definitely say choir and the 13. Mm-hmm. I knew I could sing, but I went to OD Wide. So
shout out to
I was OD Wide. So if you know, Gospel Fest and Wide has some of the best singers, some of the best singers. So I would often hide in the background because I would be intimidated because I feel like it was a expectation to uphold.
Yeah.
And so I remember doing my first ever talent show on that scale because, man, it was giving like lean on me. It was giving like lean on me because if you could not sing, if you could not produce what they thought was talent, you caught it all Apollo style with physical items, books, booze, just get off the stage. But then I remember doing my first talent show and people was like, we didn't know you could really just sing like that. Like you've been hiding behind the scenes. And I was like, yeah, it'd be kind of, I was shy, but I don't know. It's like a part of me felt like I didn't have to compete with nobody because I was just in my own lane.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just get up here and just do it. You don't have nothing to lose, but just not doing it. And then the step team, it kind of allowed me to be like a different character because I could just like zone out and just kill it. Like I don't think Something R was out at the time.
Nah, I don't think so.
But like step team was like another part of me because it was like it was giving dance.
Yeah.
So it's like put a beat on, dancing, like I don't know. It just allowed me to just be expressive, be free, and create relationships because it was like we was a tight knit corporation.
Yeah. I can relate, brother. I mean, you know me for
for real.
For dancer, man. Going back to fair rallies, high school talent shows.
It was just a
vibe.
A vibe,
yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, still do it to this day, man. I mean, dance will never leave me. Do you feel like dance is something that's therapeutic to most people that are dancers?
Oh yeah. And what's crazy, I never thought I'd see myself back in the seat doing performing when I felt like I had left it. Because at one point I tried to be a music artist and I thought that was like my way. And then it's like, I don't think my journey is traveling that way. So it took a lot for me to like, I guess, kind of cut it off to a degree, although I wasn't focused on my career in that space. I've always been in the arts. So like, I guess I was giving back to my love for art by coaching step team, step team,
I see your point.
Working with step teams or doing something in the creative space, whether it be writing music and all that, just being around it. It was like pouring back into me in some form.
Yeah. I definitely can attest to that too. That's kind of where I am now in the stage of my life, in the form of giving back, teaching. I know I've been mom ministry for 10 plus years. Neon Flame, shout out to Bobby and Brandon.
Excellent.
You know what I'm saying? We always reminisce on my videos, go back and watch them. But yeah, that's kind of the season of my life that I'm in now, is pouring back and teaching, other young men who want to learn this art form. And so it's definitely been therapeutic for me. It's gotten me through a lot of tough seasons.
No, for real, because with dance, I feel like it's no rules.
Yeah.
I often say it's more than one way to groove. You find some people who dance on the beat, some people who dance off the beat, but they still end up collectively coming back together.
I love that.
And so it's just really just being free, expressive, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So even for the people, I tell people all the time, you say you can't dance, but it's more than one way to groove. Just find your own rhythm.
I love that, bro. I hope y'all picking up the gym.
Find your own rhythm.
I like that. We're going to pivot, bro. We got to get to Mr. Make You Move, man. Where did this persona come from, man?
So Mr. Make You Move. So when I would go out, right, or just be anywhere, like where it was a vibe, people watching can be so flip-sided. When I say flip-sided, sometimes it's enjoyable because I've done it before. On the other side, just watching people that don't realize what they be doing. And then the downside for me that I didn't appreciate, if the DJ is so good and people are just sitting there looking lost, it's either you're not moving your seat or you're not on the floor. They're not understanding the assignment is the guest to be in the building, to be enjoying the vibe. And so I'm like, dang, if I was ever a DJ, my name would be Mr. Make You Move. Because I'm going to make you move on your seat or on the floor. You ain't going to have no option but to move.
I like that.
And so I was like, man, people watching this be getting on my nerves. Like, y'all just be sitting there looking lost. Like, why come if you're not going to enjoy it?
Exactly. Yeah, I think the same way, man. Even back in, the clubbing days and all part, like, I was never the guy to hold up the wall. I
let the beat drop.
Yeah, bro, when the beat drop. And yeah, I'm expressing myself. Staying in this vein behind this name, What does make you move mean to you personally on a personal level?
Oh,
what does it mean to you personally?
Oh, that can go a lot of ways. Make you move. Make you move could be going after your goals. Make you move could be living in purpose. Make you move could be challenging somebody else to rise to the occasion.
I love that.
Make you move could be move on the dance floor. Make you move could be just shake yourself out of deep spaces that you just don't realize you're trapped in.
Wow.
Come from wherever you are.
Yeah. I like what you said. Making move can be, pushing people, to the next level. Because a lot of people, my wife always tells me that, sometimes I don't see the good, in myself. So she has the ability from a wife perspective to see it from her angle. And so going back to the point that you made, man, make you move can definitely be a form of, pushing people, man. Accountability.
No, for real. Being impactful.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. Was dancing always something you naturally gravitated towards? Or was it just something, okay, I'm good at it?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. It was just like, I can't even tell you when I discovered rhythm. I just feel like it's always been there.
Yeah.
I often know that, like, growing up, it wasn't many resources for the arts in Fort Worth, I would say. Or I didn't have many resources because I'm the only one in my family who operates in the arts on this side.
Right.
Or in the arts on this side. We're also dynamically different. And so I used to try to figure out my puzzle piece fit, and it never did fit. And I became to be fine with it later on down.
Yeah.
But like sometimes because sometimes you have families that the whole family's vocal ability is like, oh man, that whole family can sing, that whole family can dance. And I used to try to figure out where, but like it didn't. But I feel like I don't know where I discovered I could dance. I just felt like I was moving one day when music came on, and it just always made me feel good.
My story too. Yeah.
I would probably say, okay, back in the 2000s. Like, I feel like it really developed then for me because I used to spend a lot of time watching 106 & Park, learning all the dance breaks to B2K, Usher, who didn't learn Michael. I just feel like around that time when music videos was hot, when real visuals was visualizing.
Facts. Yeah. I'm gonna shift a little bit more so of your ability to teach people how to line dance. I've seen all your videos. I know you hosted events. I've seen some of them. You do a phenomenal job. So for you, how would you describe your unique approach to teaching line dance? 'Cause I know everybody has their own style and how they do it. So for you, what would you say?
So I try to figure out first I read the room. And I always say I teach Sesame Street style.
What does that mean?
It's like line dancing for dummies. So breaking it down to where it can't be broken down no more past the micro.
Gotcha.
So I don't try to over word the step. I try to use words that's common that people can pick up on top of watching my flow, how I'm moving. And then I like to break it down into like 4 or 8 counts, depending on how technical the dance might be. And so if I'm doing like a master class with like 60 people, and I know everybody can't see me when we get to certain parts, I might move across the room or like go back to the middle center of the room to make sure everybody gets a piece of the pie.
I love that. Yeah.
Because one thing is, I know some people might not catch it all, but my job is to make sure you at least leaving comfortable saying you learn one.
Yeah.
Because you got people that feel like they can't dance. But, I always tell them all the time, I taught a girl with no legs how to dance. 2 prosthetic legs, so she can get up and do it, and I modified to make it fit her.
Yeah.
You just gotta find your pocket.
I agree. Yeah. Well said. Yeah. Even here, bro, being in, fine arts, whether it's mime or whether it's hip hop choreography, you always have to have the ability to make sure that other people can adapt to it and teach it to a level to where they can understand it. Because everybody has their own learning abilities,
definitely
their own learning styles. But
now,
like you said,
some people they might just never get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay too. You tried, you accomplished it.
Yeah,
you accomplished the trying aspect of it.
Yeah. Gotcha. As I was studying your bio as well, not only are you this guy who brings energy in the room with line dancing and community-based events, but you also make sure that you blend and incorporate it with mental health and wellness, and so which is something that needs to be talked about. So for you connect movement, wellness, and mental health. Why is that a connection so important for you? Why do you think dance and mental health and wellness is a blend in itself?
Well, honestly, I didn't really tap deep into mental health until, like, for real, after I lost my friend to suicide. I feel like I was always moving in an upbeat space, but then realizing, like, how it took so much out of me when my friend died, and I didn't realize I lost myself, and then just realizing, like, her downfall, like, real fast, how fast it just, like, ended. And then, when I started teaching classes 3.5 years ago, my grief doctor, shout out to Dr. Tanya Cunningham.
I had on the show.
We connected years ago through a grief period where I just remained connected to her outside of my family. And so I didn't realize that she loved to dance. And so she was coming to my classes and inviting her clients to come.
Wow.
So what started as entertainment for me became connection and therapy for other people, because they would look forward to it just for the getaway.
Wow. That's
and
powerful.
After my friend died, I remember I said this like in a jokingly way, but it really did, I guess, like thrive me higher to a degree. I was like, I really got to dance now. I just said that just to say it, but like, it really just kind of helped. If I didn't have dance, I feel like I probably just been depressed a lot. Yeah, because dance was like my constant. Because I had to do a class every month. So even if I was doing it one time a month, it's something that I had looked forward to, on top of having the people there to, like, keep me uplifted with the energy in the room. We just all laying it. I call it dance for the altar. Just all laying it down here. Because when you come in, nothing else matters.
Yeah.
But the beat.
Yeah, I love it. Even when I'm hearing too, the healing part of it wasn't just for the clients that were coming in and learning to be dancers, but it was also specifically for you.
Yeah.
Making sure that you were getting your healing as well, and figuring out ways to deal with that. And grief, man, it comes in roller coaster rides.
Man, so you can never be prepared for it.
No.
I remember I had a lady tell me, and this how powerful it was. I remember I had a lady tell me, she came to my class, she just lost her husband like maybe 4 months before, and she was so stuck. But when she came to my class, everything changed. So then I really knew that it was not just about dance. It was really like a healing factor.
Wow.
Yeah. So it helped me kind of like realize a different type of purpose.
Yeah. It was deeper than then.
Yeah, she was like, everything changed. Like, my whole atmosphere changed.
Wow. No, that's powerful to hear. I remember I interviewed another grief counselor. Shout out to Tate Robinson. She was on the show last year, and she was explaining how people who are grieving, you have to have the ability to allow the griever to lead. Even for me, my wife lost her pops last year, and so Lord has been teaching me to, just create that safe space for her. What is it that you need from me,
Right.
and not be being this overbearing person. And so, yeah, man. Even in that stage of your life, what were some things that you got from Dr. Tanya Cunningham that kind of helped you become the man that you are now in that process of grief?
So going to her, I call it grief exhibits, because she does like grief seminars, like grief support groups, seminars. You just kind of gotta let the emotion process when it comes, no matter how the response is. Because again, you don't never know how it's gonna, I don't want to say overtake you, but it kind of does overtake you. It can come like a flood. I ain't gonna lie. It depends on how you set up and where you are mentally, because sometimes you could think you ready for something and you really not. Yeah, you really not. So just let it process however it looks in that moment, and you learn how to cope with it within time. But it's never like you learn how to cope with it over time. As long as you're finding proper coping skills, is what matters. Because you can cope, but you can cope in a negative way with substance.
That's true.
So, yeah.
I definitely agree. That's one thing that I'm learning, even in my healing and grieving as well. Exactly what you just said. We can cope, but that doesn't mean it's a healthy way to do it. There's unhealthy ways to do it as well. And so, I'm proud of what you're doing, man, and the man.
Be God, for real.
To God be the glory. We finna shift to this. I was texting you the other day, man. This journey documentary. I told you, bro. Like, man, I'm in my desk. I'm about to cry my eyeballs out. I mean, it was definitely powerful, bro. It was definitely inspirational. It was definitely therapeutic. It was everything, man. So I appreciate you, and your courage and your boldness to share your story, because a lot of people hide behind their stories, but I appreciate your courage in sharing that. So with that, as I was watching and listening, I watched it twice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so in the beginning, you talked about growing in certain areas of your life. So as the man behind the brand, what areas of life do you feel like you've grown the most in?
Separating friendships. Being more in tune and aware. And just kind of like, I feel like never questioning what I know. Because you can think, but thinking is not assurance.
It's true.
When you know what you know, you don't have to question it because you know it to be true.
Yes, 100%.
And just like, always reminding myself of doing what makes me happy.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it looks like to other people, how people receive it. It's not your business how they receive it when it's the right thing for you.
Yep. Absolutely. It was just so many gems in there, bro. Even you talking about it, and it definitely gave me another perspective on,
and betting on yourself on another level. Like, on another level.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm finna get to.
Yeah, betting on yourself on another level. And all things always work out.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't stress over what you can control because it always works out.
Yeah. Even in the doc, you talked about putting your resignation letter, leaving your job, like, hey, I'm gonna trust God. This is what I want to do. I want to do interviews. I want to do commercials. This is what He's calling me to do. And I know He told me. And I remember you talked about how when you left, you were scammed and end up going through that.
Scammed.
You like, I ain't going back. That's another level of faith, bro. Kind of talk about that for people who struggle in the area of faith and entertainment.
So that goes back to going with knowing what you know. I recognized it as a distraction because it happened so fast after I quit. So the average person would have been knocked off if they were not in alignment with knowing this is what God told me to do.
Yeah.
He told me to leave my job. And even though I got scammed out of the money, and the average person would have been looking at like, man, this is my 401k. This is what I had in mind to like stretch out to get me through whatever it was going to get me through to. And I was like, nope. But also part of me also knew that I'm very gifted. I can always pull something out of my pocket. And I have multiple gifts. So like, even though I was scammed after that, thank God I had other projects kind of going to keep me constant.
Right.
Or people would call me for like alterations or just like out-end jobs where I would do like content creating for like restaurants. So like things were always working out even though I didn't have that chunk of money. Not saying it didn't hurt because it hurt.
Yeah.
But like,
not gonna excuse that.
No, I'm not. But no, like it goes back to knowing what you know, like because the average person will make the work.
Yeah.
They be like, I can't do this, because they will be weak and not strong.
Yeah.
But also too, I feel like I'm a fighter, so I'm always optimistic in the situations where people think I shouldn't be. And that's because of my faith. And that goes to my mom, you know what I'm saying? Raising me in church and raising me in church. And I tell her sometimes about faith when she be questioning it. And I be like, the woman of God, you supposed to be, you don't live by this or live by what you feel.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I have to flip the script back on them. But like sometimes, but it really shows you character. It shows your character on a whole different level. So like, even with the time frames of me quitting my job, right? We're losing a large amount of money. I would have car shoes and everything. And God would always send somebody to sow a seed that they didn't know I needed a seed. They would get my car fixed.
That's
all that,
crazy.
All that. Like, don't worry about it. All that. So it's like everything always works itself out. Everything. Yeah. So like if I have not learned that any other way through learning it through this journey, because it's been going on almost April will be 3 years.
Yeah.
And like I'm not. It's funny. It's crazy.
I had to bring it up, bro.
No, it's crazy. No. I'll be having random thoughts, right? I'll be driving in the car just having random thoughts. And sometimes I had the radio on, but it'd be low, or I just be surrounded in silence. And I was like, you know what? I can't remember the last time I've been broke. I was like, man, that's amazing. Thank you. I remember last time. I could not remember last time I've been broke. And I ain't missed a beat.
Jesus.
Literally. If not, I've seen more.
Yeah.
Literally since I quit my job. And it just goes to show you that, like, the only thing you have to lose is not doing it. Because even when it don't work, it's something to learn out of what don't works. Not saying what you did was wrong, but it's always something you could tweak, or timing, or like moving more intentional.
Yeah.
How do you think Beyonce is able to move in so much silence? Some stuff they don't retract. The security level is high.
No.
You don't see no trace of a picture, no leak, nothing.
None of that.
So like, it's always something to learn out of what don't work or what might not be the timing of working.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. Just that part, it reminded me of the story of Peter and the disciples on the boat. And as they're on the boat, he's looking, and they're afraid. They think Jesus is a ghost. He's the only one that gets out of the water. And he's like, if that's you, bid me to come. And Jesus gives him one word. He said, come. And so he's doing this thing. And so for you, the revelation is God will allow some of us to walk on things that other people drown in. Peter
speak to me.
He was the only one that had the faith enough to get out, to stretch his faith, to stand on the water. Even though we know the story, he drowned. Jesus pulled him out, brought him back to the shore. But he was the only one to, be uniquely different and to be the outcast and to stand out. And so when I heard that in your story, I was like, I don't know if that would have been me, bro.
But I mean, people also have to learn this. I learned this too. You have to understand the power of connection. And go to ways, being connected to God, being connected to people directly in your presence. Like I always say, like, if I had never accepted the assignment of being the godparent for my godson, would I be in this seat? Because through his mom's death, catapulted me to be here in this seat to talk about what I'm talking now. Like, a whole long assignment. People that take the role of being a godparent don't really realize that they might have to actually live up to the seat, to the shoes. And so now me and his father, we co-parent. People like, how to me co-parent? Because we co-parent.
Yeah.
When Father's Day come, we say Happy Father's Day. He was like, our son. It ain't one way or the other. Like, we don't take away from each other. We just add to it.
Yeah. That's partnership. Yeah. Wow, I got to get to this too. A few things in the documentary. You also mentioned, you kind of elaborated earlier on, we know the scripture that our gift will make room for us. And you quoted it a few times in there. And so when you hear the words, like, your gift will make room for you, what comes to mind? I know you're a multifaceted guy. When you hear those words, what comes to the mind of Shon Gardner?
So what I learned based off of that is, if you work what you have that's already in you, you're going to produce fruit. Some people can't produce it because they sell themselves short. So it's never a season because you never watered it. There's never a harvest because you don't water it. And so, like, again, when the moments I felt slow for me, what can I tap back into? Yeah, I'm not designing full-time anymore, but I got my sewing machine to do alterations.
Yeah.
So like, or, I'm really good in the creative space, so who needs to create direction for a project? So it's not like, I feel like God didn't create me as a one box show.
Yeah.
I'm jacking the box, I always pop out with something else. Jacking the box, I always pop it out. So like, man, like I say, when I felt like it was slow, that was like really my prayer. Lord, thank you for allowing. And it wasn't asking, it was telling him, thank you for allowing it to make it.
Yes, it's different.
Because, again, you got to work it. Some people don't work it. So you'll never see the ability of what could be produced.
Yes. Well said, man. Well said. Yeah, same here, man. I'm finding myself, growing and learning in this media space. Shout out to brother Troy, Spotlight Media Group, man. Like I just mentioned on camera, man, going back to school now for radio,
I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it.
So yeah, man, just trying to stretch myself as well, and hopefully be on the same path as you. But yeah, when
you already on the path. You building your media empire here.
Yeah,
real life experience sometimes is the best experience.
Facts.
Because they can't teach you how to be in the room connected to people. They can't teach you how to read a room. It's either you have it in you or you don't.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Like people say, teach me how to host. Can't teach you how to host. You got to know how to engage. You got to know how to read the room. You got to know how to invoke energy, bring things out of people who just sitting there. You got to just know how to, I can give you some pointers, but like you just got to, it ultimately has to be in you.
It has to be, yeah. Well said. Even here earlier this year, we had our second annual authors event, and I remember doing the live interview. Shout out to Miss Marcine Moore. Right here in these Orange Seas, and that was probably my largest live audience, at least about 50, 60 people in here during that event. And of course, there was some nerves there because that was the first time having a live audience. But once I got my flow and my rhythm, man, I was locked in. But I was so appreciative of the feedback that I got afterwards. Some of the authors just sharing, like, man, you speak well, you were confident, you were yourself, you made sure that the guest was comfortable. And so hearing stuff like that, bro, is definitely encouraging.
You already locked in.
Yeah, it was good. We got to get to, I'm staying on this doc, bro.
Oh, you good. Come on, let's get into it.
We got to get to the creative process of the commercial, man. How was it working with cast members like Becky, Olivia, and many others preparing for this commercial, man? What was that like? I know there were clips in there, but take us behind the scenes, man.
So let me tell you, I was completely blindsided with the whole thing. Literally, like, okay, so how I got the gig. Shout out to every Facebook supporter that you don't know that's supporting you behind the scenes. Because this goes to show you that sometimes it's not always the closest people you know that's going to root for you. Because it's a lady, okay, shout out to Sonia Gasson. That's who tagged me in a casting post.
Wow.
And so for the longest, she had reminded me recently in my video. I was like, okay, where do we meet at? Because for the longest, I'm like, we ain't had no messages on Facebook. I'm like, did she ever just add me just because she's a fan of my work? Because I'm like, I don't remember ever meeting her. And that's how long ago it was. She said it was like over 20 years ago. But we never had constant verbal communication, right. So, she tagged me in the post and all I saw was line dancer. Major whiskey brand line dancer. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, I got this like my eyes closed, Ray Charles style. So literally followed through with the submission, cast it within 2 weeks. Right? Keep in mind, I said I wanted to do all this in December, so it happened, gotta let it happen within 4 months.
Wow.
Like it was like, right? So get there, right? I get there on it was the following Monday because I got there on a Thursday because we did fittings on a Friday.
Gotcha.
So on the following Monday was like the set day because fittings was that Friday. So see like the real cast because it was total of like 6 main dancers, 3 guys, 2 girls. And so you initially just meet everybody, everybody was just kind of chill, laid back, but then we'll get to work and just vibe and learn each other's story. And like, okay, so what other commercials have you done? How you dive into more spaces like this and all that? And then just seeing like, everybody was just like cool, down to earth. And since it was my first, they made me feel comfortable.
Yes.
And then, don't laugh at me, but I also feel like I had nothing to lose because I was the only one-on-one representing for the culture. I feel like I had nothing to lose because so first off, I'm the only full figure dancer, the only black male.
Yeah, I do see that.
And it was like, okay, I'm already set apart. So what am I to lose? Because I'm obviously supposed to be here. I'm already set apart. And so just connecting with them, learning more about their story and how some of them, that was either their second production or third one. And like just learning how production works in general.
Yeah.
It was just cool, and then the casting people from Crown Royal, they knew exactly who they hired. You might not even know who they was, but they know who you were by first name.
Yeah.
And so it was just a really good, supportive set. It wasn't chaotic, it wasn't hectic, but it was very eye-opening for me. beyond the campaign. It just showed me how, if I never understood Chosen, I understood it then.
Ooh, that's a gem.
No, in real life. When it was all over, I was like, man, God literally handcrafted this whole thing for me.
Wow.
Like, literally, like, the first one. And then I didn't even know I got the lead until we was in rehearsal that Monday. So that's how I found out I was the lead role, right?
Wow.
So the choreographer comes in, right? And so she's from LA. So, well, a lot of the production people, like the stylists and main people, was from LA. Crown Roll people, they're from New York.
Gotcha.
But they just shot in Austin. And so she's introducing herself to everybody. So when she gets to me, I'm like, hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. And she was like, oh, you're our special person. So I was smiling like, oh, really? But in my mind, I'm like, what does that mean? I'm like, what does that mean? The special person. So we get to rehearsal. And so when we go on break, she's like, did they tell you about your solo? I'm like, no, what solo? What solo? She was like, well, it's like you're in the middle, picture yourself at a wedding in the middle of the dance floor just killing it, and everybody's just around you. And you're just doing your own thing off script. And so I was like, oh, really? No, I didn't know. She was like, I didn't see your film, but it was something that was so special that they couldn't stop talking about you. And so she was like, come look at the storyboard. And I was like, wow. And so it was just like mind blowing, because I was like, not only was I one-on-one, but I booked the lead on my first project.
Wow.
And they couldn't believe it was my first project by the way I performed. They was like, are you a professional dancer? So I just kept saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Today I was.
Yeah.
Today I've officially been was.
Yes, Lord.
So it was just a great experience, seeing like endless possibilities. And again, seeing something. See, okay, when I said it in December, I knew that would happen. Right? Not because everything is possible, because everything I touch, God allows me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I say, God allows me to do. And He allows me to exceed wherever my expectation is. So, like, I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't know the time. So, for the fact that it happened 4 months later, it was more so mind-blowing, but I was really overwhelmed and mind-blown through the whole experience. Yeah. And so I had to share it through the documentary.
It was, that was great, bro. It's this quote that I hear a lot from, shout out to Brandon. He always says that life is lived forward but understood backwards. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that, you know, this person been following you, watching you from behind the scenes 20 years. and yeah, that's divine connection, man. It couldn't be nobody but the Lord. Yeah, that's amazing, man.
I was like, wow. No, for real, I was really like, wow.
Yeah. Talk about, you mentioned being the quote unquote special person. Talk about the power of diversity, man, and working with this cast. You know, you mentioned them make you feel welcome, make you feel like you are at home and not feeling like somebody who shouldn't be here. Talk about that.
I learned representation at its finest.
Yeah.
Like, again, to be the only Black person and be not let me tell you, it pays to just show up as yourself. I cracked a joke on social media about how when I saw the submission guidelines, it started at age 25, right? So I was like, okay, one, I'm not the average size dancer. At least I'm thinking in my mind, because I'm still thinking industry standards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I got gray hair, so I'm going to dye my hair. I did. One of my barbers, he was like, just dye dark brown, and then it appear black. My hair was so gray, it turned brown. It didn't even take the color. And I was like, that's crazy how I tried to alter to fit what I thought I need to do. And it was like, no, show up as you.
Yes.
Show up as you. Because my godbrother was like, who says you're not the average size dancer? What's for you is for you. And so it helped me learn representation on another level. And again, like it's so much that I can't even put into words, because it's really still like mind blowing. But it is, again, it made me feel special. It made me feel seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They would make me feel like, oh, we're in your corner.
Yeah. You belong here. Goes back to, I mean, we talked about it briefly offset. You seen my posts from, you know, the Met Gala that I experienced here recently. Bro, I was, you know, no matter who was in the room, whether it's people who, you know, are local business owners, making a bunch of money, successful, you know, I was still going to be my unique self. No matter who was there, I was still going to showcase personality. I was still going to be confident. I was still going to showcase my swag and not dim that down. So I had fun.
Here's the kicker, though, right? I forgot to mention this. So when I'm already in the city, right, it was like, can you partner dance? And so for people that don't know, for reference, two-step in the country world is like swing out for us in the southern world, right? And so I've never mastered swing out because it's like you got to train your mind backwards, because with the men, we start with our left feet. And the women, they start with the right, and I'm right side dominant. So they was like, can you partner dance? I was like, I never have, but I'm good with choreography, so I can adjust to whatever. So I went back to my Airbnb or whatever, and I was studying footage on YouTube, because I was like, what you ain't gonna make me do? It feel like I can't do it.
No, thanks.
What you ain't gonna, And so I didn't even know it was Western. All I saw was line dance. And then the fact that the music itself had a whole hip hop break to it, nothing about the concept was traditional. And so it also made me realize, okay, I see why y'all needed me.
Yeah.
Even more,
yeah.
Not saying I wouldn't have been able to do not saying I would not have been able to do the other, but it still needed to highlight. I was able to represent the Southern soul culture.
Of course, 100%. Yeah, I was just going to make that point, man. When I was watching it, I was like, okay, this is something different. I haven't really seen this from Brody, but I mean, you lock in, you do the work, and you make yourself available, man. Because the best ability is availability. So,
do you hear me?
Yeah. I like how you were able to,
was there for a whole week.
Rooms. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that was a cool experience. Being this media personality, man behind the brand. Talk about the experience you had recently at BET, man. How was that? How did that come about?
When I say I was so happy, because I've been trying to get to LA forever. So I feel like right now it's like the floodgates are open. Like when I was been trying to get to LA forever, I was actually trying to move to LA the year COVID took place, before we realized COVID was going to be COVID and shutting it down. Okay. Right. And I'm like, I realized why I couldn't, because so much things unfolded. Either with me reconnecting with family members, the death of my godson's mom. It's like I had to be here in these specific places for those things to unfold, for me to have something to hit the ground running to for where I am now. And like just connecting with people again, and just shooting my shot in the room. Like, yeah, the average person would not have done the BET audition if they didn't have courage, because you had to audition in a room with like 250 people just up there, and so it wasn't a private audition. It was like cameras are rolling for every audition, and you got people recording all the good parts, but it wasn't really no bad parts though, honestly. But it teaches you something also too. Again, like people that was just arriving late, they might have missed the cutoff time. If they tell you they only seeing 400 people, I'm getting there an hour and a half before the time.
Yeah.
So like, even if they start late, I'm in position to be ready for whatever starts late. And so like, literally, I was like number 97. Wasn't playing no games. My cousin told me, "Things not gonna be out here." I said, "Have you never seen American Idol? Have you never seen people sleeping outside?
Yeah.
People was in lawn chairs." And I'm just like, you gotta realize this BC weekend. People are here from out of town, not only for the award show, or some people just in town for this by itself, because this might be their only shot to be seen by BET. And then I just did some other auditions while I was out there too. One of my good friends, Kasha Brown, she do PR in LA. So one of the auditions I didn't know about till like the next day. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna work every room I can work while I'm here and take advantage of everything. So I was like, my cousin who I stay with, he was like, okay, well, go do your audition. We'll kick with you when you get back. And so I was like, okay, cool. So this is the crazy part, right? So the second audition I had with Brayley Evans. She has her own production company. And it was, this one was for a particular movie that she was getting ready to start.
Right.
And so I was early for that too. And on paperwork, I was number 7. But in the audition, I was number 2. So something had got switched up where they didn't go in order. They were just like, well, they want you in here, right? So in this particular audition, you have to learn how to pivot. Like you say, be available. Learn how to pivot, because this one, they give you a script. So with the BET one, you could bring your own monologue, because that'd be too much for 400 people giving them a script. Like, so let you bring your own monologue, because with the BET one, you could dance, sing, act, or do comedy or host. But so the reason why, let me put this for reference, the reason why I didn't dance, because I want to transition to TV and film, which is going to require me to talk more.
Yeah.
Dance will be there forever, but like TV film leads to bigger, expansive opportunities.
True.
And so I already have a strong portfolio for dance. So I'm trying to network the room, work the room. So back to the day 2 audition with a different company. So I had to learn the lines, what they call the sides, on the spot. And it's like you gotta kind of lock in because you're only getting 1 minute. You're only getting 1 minute. And so even though I feel like I messed up on the audition, I feel like I was confident in my mess up. And this one was more secluded because it was only the camera person, the reader, the producers, and like 3 other people who's auditioning. So 4 people that was auditioning and plus the extras that was working on stuff. And so I felt like I was confident in my mess up, but what also made me feel good is before the audition started, I was in the room when she prayed and everybody else was outside. So I was covered.
My God.
I was covered.
I just ready to say, you was covered, bro. That was
like even when we not getting it, it still let me see something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Ooh.
And for better visual reference, right? So my cousin was like, "Did you see the Hollywood sign?" And I was like, "Well, the event I was at the day before, I said I could tell I was near it, but I couldn't see it because of the way the architecture of the buildings were. You know, I was on a rooftop at an event, but I couldn't see the sign. All the buildings were blocking it. And so literally as I'm pulling up for day 2 of my audition and where I have to get out at, the sign is, Hollywood sign is straight forward. God put it right in front of me. That's crazy.
Wow.
Literally got the car. It's like, literally, you ain't gonna miss it.
Oof, my God. Through that experience, talk about your mindset and your approach in prepping, for these auditions. You just mentioned, getting these lines and had to be ready with in a minute's time. So what was your mindset in preparing to make sure that you were going out there with confidence?
So with BT, right, and peep this, right, it's never no excuse. So I had Chat GPT make my monologue. And they be knowing your personality so good. When I read it, it was like, "Oh, this sounds real good. I'm gonna keep this." It felt like me. It felt like me.
Right.
And at least I had more preparation time. So it's like I feel like I had no choice but to kill it because you had more time to prepare.
Gotcha.
And so even when I say that, meaning even if I didn't kill it, at least knowing all my lines. Because the nurse can take over and you can still not kill it. But at least if you know the lines.
Yeah.
Even though they don't know the lines.
Yeah.
But at least okay, I got to my lines, even though I might didn't kill it with the best confidence.
Yeah.
Because even I got a critique from one of the people that was in that room just watching who auditioned too. He saw me outside grabbing some food. And he was like, "Man, you were really good." And I was like, "Was I?" Because you don't never know how you...
Of course. I
was like, "Was I?" He was like, "Yeah." He said, "The only thing you didn't do what most actors do, you didn't really move around, but it felt like you were having like an organic conversation with us. And I was down on my phone, but your voice moved around, so it made me look up, which brought me in." So he was like, "You had a strong presence."
Wow.
And then like with day 2, where you have to learn lines on the spot, it's one of those things is you're going to lock in so you can get this, or you're going to be distracted by everything around you because you got to learn this.
Yeah, you got to learn.
So you ain't got time to just be doing too much extra talking.
Facts.
Lock into what's in front of you.
Execution is fun. Yeah, same here, bro. Experienced my first stage play. Shout out to Danette Nelson, man.
You did great.
Volunteers. You did come.
Yeah, you did great.
Yeah, bro. It was mind blowing. That was definitely something different. Only because most people who know me in real life, I'm a cool, calm, collected guy, chill. And so having to play this character, her son, that's experiencing resentment, abandonment, hatred, rage, and having to tap into that, bro, that was a whole nother level of acting, man.
So I'm gonna flip the script on you. Where's your mind go to while reading the script?
Oh man,
because if you never experienced that, how you know how to perform it?
Ooh, that's a good question, bro. You see, my brother put me on life experiences, bro.
Other people's or yours?
A combination of both.
Okay.
Yeah, a blend of both. Life experiences of my own and life experiences of people that I witnessed in real life. So yeah, that's kind of how I had to tap in, man. But yeah, that was definitely different. But thank you for coming up and pulling up, man. But yeah, that was fun. So she already working on another one.
No, it was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah. I think this is very key, man, when it comes to this media space or in entertainment, whatever it is. For you, what does professionalism look like when you're working in entertainment? What do you feel like that looks like to you?
That's kind of hard because I work in a different space. So it all depends on what room you in.
Gotcha.
But I think the certain key things people should stand on is showing up on time, being prepared, kind of knowing the talent if you can prepare for it, because sometimes you can't. Like doing red carpets, you can't prepare unless because everybody's not confirmed, so you can't. But it's like, kind of like knowing how to freestyle a little bit and knowing how to guide conversation. Effective listening, is key.
Ooh, that's so key. I hope y'all
effective listening is key.
It's so key
because depending on how you set something up is how they respond.
100.
And also managing healthy relationships, because you never know who you're talking to or who knows who.
1,000%.
So everything doesn't call for a response. So I feel like even if you have some kind of conflict, you might can handle it through email, so your tone is more clear. Or if you know how to deliver, wait to the proper timing. Hey, can I talk to you for a second? You know what I'm saying?
That's key. Yeah. That's key.
But like those are like the really things that's gonna get people far in the media space.
Gotcha.
And also too, if you have your own independent brand like us, be selective of where you step in the room at. Every content, just because it's a good person, don't make good content. Because you gotta figure out who fits your brand.
Yeah.
So
definitely gotta know your audience.
Picking and choosing. Like I give an example, right? Somebody had emailed me to do an interview with somebody, right? I declined because I couldn't use their image. The image looked like dominatrix. And my branding is completely different. So it's fine if you're a rapper. I'll take rappers. But can you send me a more polished image for my posting?
Yeah.
You could be on Baddies. But you know what I'm saying? That's fine with me. If you're on Baddies, it's a good platform. It's a good little kind of co-elevation space. But depending on what visual presentation I have to give for my audience to know who you are, that's going to determine if we've got something to talk about.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about what you did 30 years ago. If it ain't leading to what you're doing now.
Yes, 1,000%. I want to go to one you just dropped. And this is something I had to learn in this media space, is that active listening. I think there's a reason why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. We should be listening more than we should be talking. And so it takes me back to that gala I went to, man. So there was multiple media companies there. Of course, I'm there with Troy. We got our camera stuff set up. And so we're all on the outside. And so there's 2 women. They have the sign with the guests and their name and the title. They're walking through. So we have to be able to look at who they are and their title. So they're going one by one. And like you mentioned earlier, you got to be ready to execute, because they only gave us 2 questions max. You do 2 questions, concise, and you move on to the next guest, because they were literally back to back. And so that was teaching me how to be quick. It was teaching me how to be locked in. It was teaching me how to active listening skills, like you just talked about, and having great questions, but still being sharp and still showcasing my personality. So that experience, bro, definitely taught me a lot in executing on the spot. How similar to your experience at BET.
Because sometimes you may never get the chance to do the interview.
Bro.
If it's not set up like organized, you might never get the interview if you're not assertive and not prepared.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be camera ready.
Got to be.
And also too, learning just from the last event. So like now, like when I do events, I make sure I have a LED light that doesn't require a socket. That's battery operated. That's like pre-charged. Wow. And then just carry like portable charge packs.
Right.
Because every red carpet is not equal.
Yes, that's so true.
So you just gotta be ready for that, because you don't want to be having a good interview with bad light. Then you can't post it.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Another one, I think this is key too. We kind of dipped and dabbed on it throughout the interview or the conversation. Talk about the power of presence and what it takes to command a room. I know you've been in multiple rooms. You're a multifaceted guy. So for you and your experience, talk about the power of presence and commanding rooms.
Now, this will tell you how much, like, sometimes I have not been, like, present, or you don't really realize who you are that people see. Because the more I've grown, I realize I'm a people magnet, because people can just gravitate to me. And sometimes I'm not a fan of people who's too extra. because sometimes you don't have to do too much to be and still gain the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to seek it. It could just happen in your aura.
Yeah.
And prime example. This is the most realistic recent example, right? So BT Awards, right? I had like a few complications on getting in. Whatever. Through the process I went to get to attend the show. And so it's funny because like I thought they wanted us to wear black and white. My friend was like, no, come pop out to you. Right? And so I had an issue when I originally get there, so they wouldn't let me in. And so they was like, okay, come back around this time. So I was like, okay, well, guys, send me to the right table. Right? I walk up to the table, my aura speaking before I'm speaking, they was like, man, you look real fly, da-da-da-da. Man, you just got a really dope vibe about you. Right? I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
Enjoy the vibe. Chilling, trying to check in.
Right.
And, I go do my spiel. And I was like, yeah, you gotta let me in. I know it's a seat with my name on it. And I got in. literally just like that.
Wow.
Like, that's the most recent. But, like, but again, sometimes, like, just being delightful to everybody. It gets you far. Like, being delightful and just, you could be assertive but not aggressive.
I totally agree.
People don't understand the difference.
Yeah.
It's like a good salesman. They don't take no, but also knowing when to cut it off and read the room and knowing how to. Prime example, we're doing these red carpet events, right? Or like concerts or whatever, festivals, having access to those spaces. You gotta realize some artists might never move for an interview because they don't know who you are. And you have to gauge when to ask for the interview or just take the interview right there where they're standing.
Yep, I definitely learned that, bro.
Because they don't have to move, they don't know you.
Yeah, that's true. I did learn that at that event. You hit it on the money. To close it, I think this is a good one. If you removed the title, the brand, the microphone, the dance floor, what would still define you? What would still define Shon Gardner outside of those things?
What would still define me? If I put it in a sentence, a person that seeks to bring impact wherever I place my feet.
Yeah.
I often say that I'm not an influencer, I'm a change maker. Change is forever, influence is temporary.
Yeah.
So impact.
Yeah.
A person that brings impact, and impact through not only faith, but just impact in general.
Yeah, I love it. For me, there's this definition that I came up with when it comes to servant leadership, and that is setting aside oneself for the betterment of other people. And so that's really how I, live my life, man. It goes back to the principle of Jesus himself when he says, I didn't come to be served, I came to serve.
Right.
And so, that's how I'm out of my life, wherever room I'm in, man. How can I serve? How can I be encouraging you? How can I bring impact, to your life? And so I think it goes back to a quote that even Maya Angelou said, that it's not what you've done, but how you made me feel.
Right.
So
no, that's a long way. A smile can make a person feel.
Yeah.
A smile can just change the whole trajectory of somebody's moment, because you don't never know what their moment is before they encounter you.
Yeah, I totally agree. As we close, bro, any closing words, any last remarks you want to share to those who are in entertainment, those who want to get into entertainment, those who want to get into media, those who want to get into film, whatever it is, what encouraging words would you give to those people?
All right. First, thank you for having me. I enjoyed this conversation, bringing insight. First, you need to get this book. It's by my god brother, Jimmy Smith. He wrote a book called Lights, Camera, Elevate. You can get it on Amazon.
Yes.
It's a powerful book if you're looking to get in the entertainment space. But even if not entertainment space, I feel like you can get a lot of books that can apply to different areas. It's about creating meaningful relationships anytime you step into the room, figuring out how you can grow within those individual relationships, and be intentional with when you step into the room, what do you want to get out of it before you go?
That's good.
Also, again, the only thing you have to lose is not doing it. Bet on yourself. I know people say it all the time, but bet on yourself and know what you know. Use everything that's within you, because that's where the seed that's where you water it. And the only way you can get a harvest is watering it and working it.
Facts.
So, hey man, it's grind time. Pick up the old pieces of where you left off. Because you know, as long as you're waking up every day, you got another chance to start over or just pick back up.
Yes, Lord. I love it, bro. Appreciate you, bro, for being on the show. This is Ordinary Conversations with Extraordinary People. I am your host, the most, Willie Beamon, and I always say that we always have extraordinary conversations. I appreciate your brother for gracing us on these orange seats here, our signature seats. Y'all do me a favor, go to our YouTube channel, Forest Hill Library District, like and subscribe. We can see more dope content. That's it. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.